It's strange how much a name changes the way we see food. Because the moment something is called vegetarian, it suddenly feels like it's only made for certain people. Like it belongs to a separate category altogether. Even if it's rich, comforting, smoky, the kind of things everyone already loves. But once a dish is called vegetarian, people suddenly expect compromise. Like something must be missing. And I love cooking meat. I really do. But there's something so satisfying about taking a humble ingredient and turning it into something unexpected. Something that feels just as indulging, just as comforting, without trying to imitate anything else. This vegetable is called different things depending on where you are in the world. When I first came to Sweden, I was looking for eggplant in the stores. But no one understood what I meant. I had never heard the word aubergine before. So I just kept trying to explain how it looked, like the black purple vegetable, kind of shiny, soft when cooked. At last I found what I was looking for. Eggplant can be used for so many things. Moussaka, eggplant parmesan, baba ganoush, aubergine caviar, and so on. It's really common in stews as well. But most of the times, it's mixed into something else, not really treated as the main thing on the plate. I'm also making tomato confit for this. Confit is one of those things people really love discussing. Some people think it's way too much oil. Others think it's a complete waste. But I don't really see it that way. Because the oil that you use doesn't just disappear. You don't just discard it. It becomes infused with all the flavors from whatever you're cooking. The garlic, tomatoes, peppers, herbs, they all turn into something amazing. Even if you don't use the most expensive olive oil. And when people make meat confit, they reuse the fat all the time. That's one of the most important points of confit. This oil becomes amazing for cooking later. You can use it for salads, vegetables, sauces, even just bread. And it keeps well in the fridge for about a week or so. So don't throw it away. This is gold. Just can't feel it. For the hummus, you could definitely soak dried chickpeas overnight and boil them yourself. You usually get more hummus for your money that way. But sometimes, it's just nice to do things the easy way. Especially on days when you still want homemade food, but you haven't planned that far ahead. So I'm using pre-cooked chickpeas. boiling them a bit with baking soda first because it helps loosen the husks. And removing the husks makes a really big difference. The hummus becomes much smoother, creamier, less grainy. It takes a little extra time, but it's one of those small things that I think changes the texture completely. I grew up eating a lot of aubergine, also the small round ones that many call Thai eggplant. In Uganda we call them ntula. Back then, it was pretty much seen as a poor man's food because you could grow it so easily in your backyard all year round. It was added to stews a lot, almost everything, as it would make them thicker. Sometimes it was also peeled and stir-fried. And now it has almost become this luxurious ingredient instead because people talk about how healthy it is. But if I'm to be honest, if aubergine isn't cooked properly, it's something I really don't enjoy eating. It has to become soft all the way through. Otherwise, it just feels like a sponge to me, like it's not meant to be eaten. For the hummus, I mostly just go by feel. The amount of olive oil, lemon juice, water, it really depends on what kind of texture I want. Some people like it very thick. Others want it so soft that it almost spreads by itself onto the plate. So just add as you go. I'm also using wild garlic since it's the season for it here right now. But regular garlic works perfectly too. Or confit garlic if you want something milder and sweeter. I feel like I make it slightly different every time. Experimenting is what makes cooking fun. One of my favorite things with cooking, based on seasons, is that certain ingredients kind of only belong to specific moments. Wild garlic always reminds me that spring is here, that the dark months are finally over. And I get so excited about the coming months. I think I even like this time of the year more than the summer itself, because you have so much to look forward to. The char on the bell peppers adds a lot of smokiness to the sauce. I remove some of the skin, but not all of it. You can leave more on if you want a stronger smoky flavor. It really just depends on what you like. And when they are cooked like this, the peppers become incredibly soft and sweet. Perfect for sauces. This is the kind of food I've been talking about. There is no meat here, and nothing is trying to imitate meat either. It's just vegetables being treated with such care and attention people usually reserve for something expensive. The aubergine becomes soft and smoky. The hummus is creamy and full of garlic and lemon. The tomatoes and peppers become an incredible sauce. And together, it becomes something that feels so good that you stop thinking about categories completely. Not vegetarian food, not healthy food, just good food.